we're going to show you an even more powerful way to pipe data between modules that gives you total freedom of layout. And you'll also be able to broadcast a module's output to multiple inputs. We're back with the Dataflow Editor, this time to explore an alternate way to pipe data between modules. So follow along, do the same thing I'm doing. So let's say, for example, we wanted to start with the real number pi. So let's pull one of those out. And what we want to do is evaluate 4 different real number functions which take pi as the input. So over in this same grouping, let's take cosine. So we want to see the cosine of pi. We want to see the sine of pi. Want to see pi squared and the square root of pi. So get those 4 modules. And let's spread them out vertically, like so. Okay, so how are we going to pipe the data into those inputs? We'll introduce a new key modifier to do this. So just as we use the Shift key to delete links, we're going to use the Control key to add links. So we'll hold down Control while we click on the output of pi, and then we'll go around one by one, clicking every input we want to receive that data, and then we finish by closing the loop with a click back on the original output. Whoa, okay, that was easy. So now we just created 4 links all at once, and you can see your results. So cosine of pi should be -1. Cosine of pi is 0. Pi squared is about 10. Square root of pi is 1 3/4 approximately. Now, deleting a link is very easy. So if you recall which modifier key was used to delete hard links, it's the same key. So a shift link will knock out those connections. If you want to restore them, you can either do them as a group or you can go one at a time. So you can always add, after the fact, more receiving modules to an output. It just takes 3 clicks to go to one module. Start, receiver, and then back to the original start point. Okay, so now we've also made it easy to delete modules with soft links. So let's say I don't really need x squared. If I drag this down to the dumpster, you notice it deletes both the module and any soft links attached to that module. Yeah, and the reason these are called soft links, as you can see, is their positions of the modules are totally independent, and the links will just follow wherever the modules go. I can even do this. So the convention is for data flow from left to right, but if space necessitates it, you can connect modules going backwards, and the data flows in the direction of the arrow. Now, another cool feature with these links, and it applies to the other hard links we explored first, is you can hover over a link to see the data that's currently in that link. If you want it to persist, you just click once, and then a second click, it'll toggle back and forth on off. And if you want to see the full precision of the numbers, so these real numbers, let's just double click. If you double click on the number field when it's showing persistently, you can see all 15 or 16 digits of the numbers. You can see here we're using pi to a value of about 16 decimal digits. The other nice feature is when you double click on the number field that way, the number is automatically copied to the clipboard, and so I can paste into another app. And I don't even have to do a control C to copy, it just automatically goes into the clipboard when you double click to get the full 16-digit precision. If I want to shut that off, I'll just click on the link and it'll toggle off. So again, to see the number in the pipe at that location, you can either click on off, you can just hover the mouse over it, or if you want to see the full precision, double click on the number field. It's copied to the clipboard, and voila, I can paste it in any other app. Okay, so we're done with this. Let's clear the Dataflow Editor. So we'll just send it to trash. So to get you into more practice with the soft links, I'm going to give you an exercise. I'll start you off and then you can complete it on your own. So the task is to create a line segment and display it over in the 2D Cartesian workspace. So you'll notice there's a geometric object for a line segment, and its inputs are going to consist of its two endpoints. You already know how to create points. You did that with the circle. We can space these out this time. We don't need to bring them close together. Okay, so instead of using the hard links or the snap to, this time what I want you to do is to link all of your X and Y coordinates using soft links, and get your line segment going on the screen, and pause here and we'll resume with looking at the results. Okay, so we're back and we've got a slanted line here on the screen, and hopefully you've got something that looks like what's here. If you ever get confused about which endpoint is which, remember you can always just click on these modules to visualize them. You can name your points. So for instance, this could be endpoint 1, endpoint 2. Now when I do my alt click, I can tell that endpoint 2 is the top right and endpoint 1 is the bottom left. Okay, so now what I want you to do, this will be a little exercise in information copying, is we're going to make a vertical line. So what I want you to do, since a vertical line is going to share a common X coordinate, is to knock out both of your X coordinate inputs, and you can just pick either one of these two and broadcast it as the same X coordinate. Oh, so there's an example how we can use information copying to make a vertical line. So just as an exercise quickly here, go ahead, change that. Now I want you to make a horizontal line, and pause and resume when you're done. Okay, so for the horizontal line, hopefully you did something like this, where you're copying a coordinate into the Y coordinate of the two endpoints, like so, or like so. Okay, so just summarizing, we've got a new kind of soft link for piping data. We can actually examine the contents of the number in the link. We can copy and paste it out to the clipboard if we want to get it into another app. We can use information copying geometrically, like we're doing here, to create a invariant property, such as the y-coordinate of a horizontal line. And it simplifies the problem of layouts. We've got a lot more freedom in how we want to do our layouts. At this point, let's save this workflow, and we can do that just by quitting the app. So let's quit here, and we'll relaunch when we resume in the next video. So now that you've got two ways to pipe data between modules and are becoming a real pro at how to control the layout of a calculator, we're going to move forward to the next video where we'll wrap up the remaining features in the Dataflow Editor.